Hey kittens, I'm back with another video. Sorry for me, with the delay with the videos. I know in my last video I said I would try to be more consistent, but girl, lifing was lifing, okay? I had a lot going on, and even with this build, it actually took me 2 days to build it. Even though it was actually a very quick build, it only took me 2 days because like I said, life was lifing. I had to settle some personal matters, and just emotionally, like I just wasn't, there all the way. Even when starting this emotionally, like I was already, when building this build, I was feeling a little sad. And like when I feel sad, I like to play The Sims. The Sims is like part of my healing. It actually brings me joy and it helps with distracting myself from what's going on in my life and, everything else. And I know I started my channel as a healing channel, talking about my journey and talking about my stories, which I don't mind talking about it as we do Sims builds. If you guys care to listen, or it's really like, okay, yeah, let's just listen to the Sims build. Like, we just want you to talk about the Sims. We don't care about your life. Okay, feedback is always nice, because I can do both. Just keep in mind, I can do both. If, my life is not really like an interest, then I won't talk about it. Or if you are curious and it's like, what, I like playing The Sims, I like watching The Sims, but girl, what's tea? I'll tell you what's tea, okay? But I did decide to kind of step back for, talking about my personal life and stories because, sometimes you can feel like you're oversharing and stuff like that. And then people that I know, and I'm not a big channel, so a lot of people that I know do watch my channel and stuff like that. So it can get a little complicated because, some people I still talk to, most of them I don't. And, sometimes I'm like, ooh, I didn't want you to know that about me. So it's just kind of like complicated. And when it kind of got complicated, plus like, I had a lot of hard stories that, was very hard for me to talk about and to really get into detail about. So I was just like, how do I do this? And so instead of just like really getting into the nitty gritty, and because I thought I was more prepared to, be more personal with my life, but I realized that I'm not yet. I decided, why don't I play Sims and, maybe dibble dabble here and talk a little bit about my life and also play The Sims. So it's still going to be a healing channel. I'm still gonna play The Sims and all that, but I just want to do something that I really enjoy and that I really love. And a family member of mine, suggested, you're always on The Sims, you're always building on The Sims all the time, why don't you just post your builds on YouTube? So I said, you know what, you're right, you are right, I'm always doing that and I never ever do it, and I've always like, when your game like shuts down or restart, you just never see your progress, like, oh my gosh, like it's always just back in my mind of like what I, did and stuff like that. So is I just was like, you know what, you're right, let me start doing my builds. And so here we are. I tried to figure out some things, I looked up some things online, and here we are. And as you can see, I still have the watermark on there. That will be gone eventually. I'm just a little lazy, I'm paying for it. If I can do it for free, I'm just gonna do it for free, and we're just gonna deal with it, okay? Maybe this will help other people to figure out how, what they use to record their gaming channel, unless they use something else, but I use this, okay? So let's get back onto the video real fast. So I decided to challenge myself with this build by using original not original content, but original furniture from The Sims, original builds from The Sims. Like, I made sure not to use CC content or custom content, as they say, for my builds. I wanted everything to be like original, like what was already on The Sims. And I slipped up here and there, but then I reminded myself, oh wait, nope, that is like, as you can see, these boxes, I was like, nope, I'm not using these shopping bags, because for me that's how they come off as custom content. But I want whatever was originally on The Sims before anything was added on there, what you can add on there. I wanted to use that because it was a challenge for myself, because before I knew about downloading stuff, I used to just do what I already had on The Sims, and that's how I used to build. And some things I was like, oh, it'd be nice if I had this right there or that right there, and I just didn't until I found out about custom content and downloading stuff to make your house look even better. So I decided, you know what, I want to do that. I want to challenge myself. I want to be able to test my skills and see if I'm able to still build without any content and be able to make a home look like a home. And honestly, I had a lot of fun doing this. It was a little difficult, I'm not going to lie, because like I never realized how much stuff that I downloaded. So, I downloaded so much stuff. I downloaded so much things that it was so hard. Like, I was struggling because I'm just like, bro, like, especially when it came to like little objects, like, little objects to make your house look like, somebody lives in there. I was struggling because I have so many downloaded stuff. I download so much stuff that like, and I also was struggling because I couldn't, minimize it, because they have a section where you could say like, oh, this gonna be supernatural furnishing or ambitious furnishing, or you can make that as an option, but the custom content was still on there. So if anybody knows how to like, get rid of the custom content so it can only show the original builds for The Sims, that would be great, without get rid of the custom content completely. So that was my only challenge, was just using my eyeballs to like really like do what I had to do. But as far as like figuring out wallpaper, was pretty easy. I don't have a lot of custom wallpaper at all, or download a new wallpaper, so most of it is the original, unless you get to the wood part. But other than that, everything was just mainly original, so it wasn't as hard to do that as it was when I finally got down to furnishing. But yeah, I did this for a home for Kennedy, I think that's her name, Kennedy, if I remember her name right. This home is being built in Sunset Valley, if you are curious of where this is at. So no, I'm not in Twillbrook. I decided to do it a whole different town this time, give myself a break from that town. So yeah, we are since we're going original, we're gonna go original, original town, Sunset Valley, with an original build, no custom content, none of that. So I keep saying custom content. Is that the right term for it? You know what? We're just gonna say custom content because it just rolls off the tongue better, okay? So yeah, even with everything, to wallpaper, to wood, to doors, to all of it all, everything was just going to be OG, okay? I was not going to add anything that was brand new, anything that I downloaded. That's how it is, okay? So yeah, and I had a lot of fun doing this. And I never go into things, with a mindset of what I'm going to do, but based on how it was built already, like, it was giving me cottagecore. And I was like, what, let me just stick with that cottage theme. There's a single woman living in the house, so I'm gonna make it girly, even though she doesn't give off girly that much. She's she's from the military, she's new to town. Also, she has difficult time making friends, and it seems like she wants to be able to make friends here, since moving down here. But I think she fears that she's not going to make any friends, or things are going to be the same in her old town, which doesn't really specify what that really means. And as soon as you look at her friends list, she don't really have any friends. Literally the only people that she knows is really her boss, and I believe there was another sim, but I think the other sim was also, well, I have Sims University, so I just showed the mascot that was also there too. So yeah, literally she can only be friends with her boss, really, but you can help her, make friends and stuff like that. And yeah, she's a single woman. She's a single adult woman, not young adult woman, but she look good for her age, okay? Body T, hair on point, everything on point. We gonna find somebody for her for sure. Like, I'm looking forward to playing her. It's not often that I actually play The Sims and try to make generations, because I know people like make generations of The Sims. I just like building, okay? If I need to make your house look good. That's how I usually play The Sims. Every now and then I actually play it, but I get bored after a while, and I'm like, okay, I want to play this. I want to build something. That's what really keeps my entertainment. But I'm kind of I wouldn't say I'm getting tired of building, but I would say that I kind of want to actually play the game, sometimes. Like I said, I was pretty depressed these past couple of weeks, so I just, as far as like recording or trying to be uppity, I just could not. I really just could not do it. But you know, everything's going good. Everything is resolved. Honestly, things have kind of turned out for the better. And I'm really happy for that, because I was very, you know, worried that, you know, things are going to get pretty bad for me. I am going to be vague on this because it is super, super, super personal. So, but you know, I will say, besides the personal family aspects, you know, things going on with my, you know, my sibling is going well. Like, me and my sister haven't talked for months. I got upset with her, you know. I will say that. I will say this, you know, I got upset with my sister a couple months ago through family issues, and I just told her, like, I'm not cutting you off, but I need some time to just breathe and take a break. And, you know, I haven't seen her since May. It's August. And she came by, you know, to celebrate my birthday, because my birthday was August 14th. Thank you for all the happy birthdays. And she came by before my birthday to wish me happy birthday, and we were able to sit down and talk. And I was like, I can't be mad at her, like, and I just felt at peace. I felt happy to see her again, like, and it also made me feel better because I was already having like a bad day that day, so I was really feeling a lot better seeing her and stuff like that. And also, I was in the process of making this video, you know, at the same time, which you might see a cut into it. But yeah, kittens, everything is going good, you know, and just being back into making videos again. But yeah, thank you guys for like taking time to like, you know, wait. I know I'm not very consistent, and I try to be, but like I said, it is very hard when you're dealing with life. I also work on top of that, so I try to be as consistent as possible. This is pretty new to me. Every time I try to start something when it comes to social media, like, I'd be headstrong in the beginning, and then as time goes on, like, I just disappear. Like, it's the same when I was building up my Instagram. When I was building up my Instagram, my mindset, my goal was to get to like 1,000, like at least 1,000 followers. And this was back before Instagram Reels was a thing. So your pictures had to be on point, okay? You had to rely on your pictures to look so good for you to get a lot of followers. And then when Reels came in, I lost it, okay? I don't make shorts. I don't even know what content to kind of pull up on there, and like, you know, that fear of being cringe. So I just, you know, I just still relied on my photos, and my photos weren't that great. Like, I have an Android, okay, and I'm not switching to an iPhone, so don't even say it. So I have an Android, so my pictures aren't that great, but you know, I try with what I can. But yeah, also, I just gave up on that because, you know, when building a following, you got a lot of shady people on there, a lot of bots, a lot of scammers, and you had some people with parasocial relationships on there, and it's weird. I always thought that only happened to celebrities, but clearly not. So it was just a lot. I had a lot of people being like, I only follow you if you'll follow me, or if you want me to keep a following, you're gonna have to do X, Y, and Z. And I said, actually, you know what, it ain't that deep for me. You can go on moving home. Matter of fact, blocked. Like, oh my god, it was a lot. So I don't have a lot of followers on there, you know. I'm fine with that. I stopped worrying about that because that just kind of made me go, you know. But anyways, let's talk back to the video, since we're seeing, you know, more of something. We're getting something, okay? This video is kind of short because it didn't really take me long to build this, to be honest. It didn't take much. I didn't really have to build, you know, a lot of really anything. So it didn't take me much, and plus, like, I didn't, you know, I felt like there was more original, I keep saying content. I felt like there was more original objects or furnishing in The Sims, but as I'm like looking through, like, I don't know if my extra downloads overpowered it, but I didn't feel like there was a lot to work with. So it didn't really take me a lot to build this, versus, let's say, like, if I was just not, you know, challenging myself to only do Sims build that was already on there. I felt like I would have took more time on it. Like, the things that I wanted to do, like, I wanted to add, like, you know, pillows and a blanket over that bed. Like, it was already like there was nothing for that, so I just left it as is. Same with the desk over here. I wanted to add more to it to make it look more like, we used the computer. Couldn't do that. Even with the dining room, like there's extra things I want to do with the dining room, like add some like maybe family photos, maybe some candles, and I could have added some candles. Oh, I should have added some candles. It's too late. It's already built and recorded. I ain't going back. But I just was like struggling like what to add, extra on there to make it look full. And I wanted to add a rug underneath, but the rug that I had in mind, it just also was downloaded, it was downloaded, so I'm like, what, that's not original. So yeah, it was a challenge, but I did have a lot of fun. I did enjoy it, and I did use other things like, if you download like Ambitions, University, Supernatural, what else I got, Island. I don't think I used any Island stuff on there. Island Paradise, Into the Future. I didn't use that for this video either. I think I pretty much have them all except for like Katy Perry. Oh, and Since Pets. Since Pets. I can't believe I almost forgot. I'm like, I'm missing something. Yeah, like I basically use that because technically they're original Sims, but it's like you gotta download other sim gameplays, but it's still what's already on there, okay? It's not extra stuff I like went on a different website and downloaded, so I still counted that. So yeah, I really like this home. Like I really like this home. I think I did a really good job. I think I made it really cute, and I'm not gonna lie, since I was struggling to like figure out like what to do or what details to add on here, I literally like had to take a pause and like did that method where I see like another YouTube use where like they had every object like in the middle of the room and then they like record again and then just place them where they wanted to place it. I ended up having to do that because I was struggling to find, like, you could see me like right now just literally searching, and like I was going as slow as possible so I can like find the stuff that I needed. I was just searching, like I'm like this video is taking so long, and like I have this video sped up. This video is obviously sped up, so if you can, and I'm still right here, that's how slow I was going. This video is literally sped up twice, 2 times speed, and it don't even look like it is because I was just looking for something. Like I'm just looking for objects, so you might see a couple jump cuts here and there and magically see objects appear. That because I had to take a pause because nobody wants to edit you just literally trying to find stuff to put things at. So that's where we are here. I don't have much background on this character. Like I said before, she's a single older woman who is new to town, and she just wants to be able to go around, meet people, and make new friends. It doesn't really say she's interested in having a lover or anything, but if I'm playing her, she don't have a lover. I'm just gonna say that. Also, her personality kind of sucks. I mean, she's not a horrible person, but I could, she don't like art. She don't like watching TV. And I figured that out later on when, I started to play her, and then I was like, well, I added a TV. Like, I mean, technically, the house looks nice enough that you don't really need a TV. So, like, I didn't need to add that TV. I could have just, left it alone and made her have no TV. So, it's either or. It's either or at this point. And also, like, she likes to work out. I mean, she's in the military. She's good at what she does. I didn't add any, like, military stuff. Like, I didn't add, like, workout equipment here Or neither did I add like a washer and dryer. I thought about it, I really did, but I'm gonna be honest, like I forgot about it along the way. Plus I was figuring out like where would I put it. I thought about putting it in the kitchen because, you know, back in the day some people had their washers in the kitchen or in the bathroom if they didn't have like a hallway or anything, like, or a specific, you know, laundry room to put it in. And then I decided, you know what, nah. So in another video I'm going to post shortly after this one, I end up making a laundromat in Sunset Valley. Yep, because that's when I remember I was like, oh, she has nothing to do to wash her clothes. So I ended up making a laundromat. I almost didn't record it. I'll be honest with you, I almost didn't record it. I didn't record the whole thing, but I was like, you know what, let me just press record because I feel like I'm gonna regret this later. So you'll see that video next. That's coming up. And here we are. Here it is, the jump cut of me adding stuff to it and like figuring out stuff. Like literally I just found anything. And I was like, let me say put it together later. I can delete it later. It's not that big of a deal. So yeah, I just decided to add that clock. Y'all know me or don't. If you don't know me, I do not like empty spaces. Like I have to add something. I have to add something. Like I'm a clutter person. Like I love clutter, but like not hoarder clutter. So yeah, I'm just trying to fill in the gaps, fill in spaces, even outside, like just to make it look like, you know, yeah, we used this stuff. Like maybe she might be a little into plants, you know, want to make her stuff look cute. So I added that outside and trying to make everything match. And I've noticed something in my builds. I use green a lot. Unintentionally, okay? Unintentionally, I use green a lot. It just, I don't know, something about green makes everything come together. I try to change that, but it's just, I don't know, I just end up using green everywhere. Like, if you watch all my builds, like, green is somewhere in there. Like, either be on the walls, on the floor, like, objects, color, like, the bed, like, furniture. Green is gonna be somewhere in there. And you would assume green is my favorite color. I love the color green, don't get me wrong, but I actually don't have a favorite color. I like all colors. I mean, there are primary colors I like more than the next, but I like all colors, okay? I don't have a favorite. I might look at a color and be like, ooh, maybe look at another color and be like, oops, I like them all. Anyways, guys, this video is gonna come to an end pretty shortly. I know I literally was yapping the entire time, but sorry about that if I sounded annoying with all this yapping, but I have to entertain, okay? I'm not here to let y'all be bored, because I'll be bored watching my own videos when I'm editing. When I'm editing and I'm watching my videos in silent, literally I'm looking at everything else, and then I'm just like, you know, you just want to skip to the end, to the finishing touches. Okay, yeah, let's watch to the end. I know y'all be doing that. Yeah, y'all ain't slick, but but yeah, I'm gonna stop yapping, okay? I am gonna stop yapping and let the rest of the video play out. And once again, thank you guys for watching, and thanks y'all for y'all patience. I'm no promises, but I'm gonna do the best I can to stay consistent. Like I said earlier, I just had a lot of personal things going on, and just my mood just wasn't there. I felt like I would have been fake recording and trying to be happy, and it would have been noticeable. But everything is good now, and everything is well. So here I am back to making videos again. Like I said, this video actually took me 2 days. This video took me 2 days, like, well, half a day, because like I said, and then like once everything was good again, I felt better to finish up the video. So here you go. Alright guys, thank you and love y'all. Subscribe. Bye.